We were speaking about the red heifer, and we said there's a unique contradiction where you take the ashes to purify. However, those same ashes, the people who handle them, they get contaminated through those ashes. So how do you explain that paradox? It's considered a paradox. So one explanation is we know about things that can contaminate and purify at the same time. Like we have vaccines. There is this concept of something that can make something impure and through that make other things pure or elevate them or make them healthier. We have a concept like that in medicine. So perhaps you can borrow from that world into understanding this situation. But another way that's explained is sometimes when you make other people pure, you become impure. Sometimes there's sacrifice. We all know about this in parenting and education. Sometimes to help other people, you get impacted almost every time. Get impacted. It's a sacrifice you make to help other people. So the Kohanim who are purifying, they're modeling for us what it means to be able to help others, to purify them. Sometimes you have to get contaminated, impure, impacted. You have to be careful not to be impacted too badly, because then you'll go off the right path. But you can do it in moderation. We have to make those sacrifices for others. So a story that comes to mind is Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva, his wife modeled for him what it means to really help and kind of lower your. She was a person who was extremely wealthy. She grew up in an extremely wealthy family, one of the wealthiest families, and she left it all to be with Rabbi Akiva. And she supported him all throughout the whole way. And through that sacrifice, she enabled him to become who he was. So he learned that from her. Rabbi Akiva did this in his life as well. One example is that Rabbi Akiva, I imagine the Talmud says he used to pray in a very intense way. Whenever he was by himself, he'd begin his davening on one side of the room, and he'd end up on the other side. It's not because he was in our shul, he was chatting with somebody on the other side of the room. It's because he was davening in a very serious way. So he'd start over here, he's bowing, before you know it, he's on the other side of the room. So that was a very intense type of prayer, right? When he led davening, you didn't see any of that. When he led davening, he was short, he was concise, to the point. He didn't move all around the room. He stayed in one place. And that's because he was serving the community. I imagine that was a huge sacrifice for him, because naturally he wants to daven in a very intense way. But he made that sacrifice, and he davened in that way. And imagine, our rabbis throughout the generations did that, and our leaders sacrificed for the community. So we learned that from this Parshat. We learned this from the red heifer. Make sacrifices for others. Sometimes you'll be impacted. Sometimes you might even be harmed a little bit. You could do it in a safe way. It's not only worth doing, we're supposed to do it. That's what we learned from Parshat.